Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that's basically the invisible shield around every modern organization. We're talking about the architecture of resilient critical communications. Because let's face it, when the unexpected hits, how you communicate literally dictates how you survive. We're going to take a fast, deep dive into why these critical comms demand smarter innovation strategies right now and exactly how businesses are adapting to some pretty intense operational challenges.
Before we begin, please press the like button and the subscribe button. Seriously, it's a huge help and lets us keep bringing you these deep dives. All right, let's get into the real stakes here.
So, ask yourself, how well can your team actually stay connected during a crisis? I mean, reliable communication is the absolute backbone of any successful company, right? But could your current setup truly survive a sudden, massive system outage? Think about it. If your internal network completely goes dark during a regional power grid failure, or maybe a targeted cyber attack, does everything just grind to a halt? These are the very real, very high stakes we're dealing with today.
To figure that out, here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, we'll be defining critical communications. 2, we'll look at the 4 modern requirements. 3, architecting for survival. 4, testing and AI automation. And finally, number 5, the efficiency payoff. Okay, let's jump right into section 1. Defining critical communications, getting the message across.
At its core, critical communications is all about ensuring the right messages reach the right people at the exact right time. Now, I know that sounds super simple, but in practice, during a chaotic emergency, it is incredibly complex. It's kind of like a giant puzzle where the pieces keep moving. This concept is the absolute foundation that keeps the lights on when everything else is going wrong. I mean, sending out an evacuation notice or a critical system failover command even 10 minutes too late, that can literally be the difference between a minor hiccup and a total operational collapse. This whole framework is what ensures your people are informed, safe, and ready to act.
Now, do you remember the screeching dial tone of a fax machine? Back in the day, if a crisis hit, you were physically dialing numbers and just waiting. It was agonizingly slow. Fast forward to today, and our hyper-connected digital landscape is incredibly fast. But, and this is a big but, that speed brings immense vulnerability. The sheer scale of our modern systems is amazing, sure, but an interconnected world means a failure in just one single node can cascade globally in a matter of seconds.
Which brings us to section 2, the 4 modern requirements, building a baseline.
To actually survive in that hyper-connected landscape we just talked about, you need a highly practical framework, and it's built on 4 non-negotiable pillars. First up is resilience. This is basically your insurance policy against massively costly downtime. You absolutely need high uptime guarantees and failover capabilities just to keep things running. Number 2 is security. Bad actors love to strike when you're vulnerable, right? So secure systems have to use advanced encryption and multi-factor authentication to stop those devastating breaches in their tracks. Third, we have compliance. Your infrastructure has to meet strict requirements, think GDPR, HIPAA, or CCPA, because trust me, non-compliance invites massive fines and legal exposure you just don't want to deal with. And finally, fourth, data sovereignty. Your sensitive data has to remain securely within the borders of whatever jurisdiction you choose, just to prevent unauthorized exposure. Like I said, these 4, totally non-negotiable.
All right, moving into section 3, architecting for survival, infrastructure solutions.
So, knowing the requirements is one thing, but how do we actually build the thing? Well, we generally look at 2 really powerful options here. On one side, we have a hybrid architecture. This beautifully combines your on-premises, local servers, where you keep that highly confidential information, with cloud-based infrastructure for the less sensitive everyday workloads. It gives you incredible modern flexibility, making remote setup so much easier without sacrificing your data sovereignty. Then, on the flip side, we have private cloud systems. These prioritize pure, unadulterated cloud speed. By investing in a single-tenant, dedicated environment, your sensitive data stays firmly within jurisdictional bounds. This significantly drops your risk of data breaches, all while maintaining lightning-fast remote access. It's a real game-changer.
Let's move on to section 4, testing and AI automation, the proactive playbook. Here's the hard truth. You cannot just install these systems and assume everything's going to work perfectly out of the box. No way. Regular, thorough testing is the only way you optimize for reliability, speed, and security. There are basically 3 stress tests you've got to run. Step 1. Break the system on purpose. Seriously, run failure scenarios to see exactly how it recovers. Step 2. Flood it with traffic. You want to simulate extreme events to see if your network can actually handle a sudden surge in emergency messaging. And step 3, account for different extreme environmental conditions. Doing this, it's going to expose all those hidden bottlenecks and latency glitches way before they ever have the chance to cripple your operations. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine having systems that instantly analyze massive data sets and send targeted alerts without delay. Now that might sound like science fiction, but it's not. It is the transformative power of AI communication technology today. Smarter innovation strategies don't just stop at transmitting data in real time anymore. AI actually adapts to user behaviors. It learns. It can fine-tune your emergency messaging on the fly based on the response data it's actively receiving. It ensures your critical communications are as dialed in and effective as humanly possible.
And that leads perfectly into Section 5, the efficiency payoff, measurable outcomes.
So what's the so what of all this? By adopting these advanced tools, the payoff is absolutely immense. First off, it completely streamlines your entire messaging infrastructure. You drastically reduce friction in delivery, which means the message gets there instantly every time. And because of that speed, your team is immediately enabled to make faster, impact-driven decisions, simply because they have the right info right away. Ultimately, this defines how effectively you sustain operations through total uncertainty. Remember, every single second you save during a crisis translates directly into stronger connections and a measurably more resilient business.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this vital question. Really think about your own readiness here. Are your communication strategies built for yesterday's convenience or tomorrow's uncertainty? Because the era of the fax machine is long gone. Today's digital landscape demands resilience, ironclad security, and smarter AI innovation. Thank you so much for joining me on This Explainer. I really hope breaking this down helps you assess and rebuild your own critical communications for absolutely whatever the future holds.